Welcome back to the layout. Well, since I got most of my track work, I should say 90% of the track work done, it's time to move on putting resistors on the rest of my rolling stock. I got two cars here that I'm going to be doing, and there's this row, those two cars, and up here starting with this bulkhead, this whole row all the way down continuing to the THB hopper. Plus there's another row back there. Yeah, that row back there as well. They all need resistors put in. So that means a lot of work. Alright, the little resistors I'll show you. Okay, so we're talking about resistors here. This is a 10K surface mount resistor in this strip here. I'll zoom in. Oh, there we go. That's about it. That's a little guy, so small, and then it's going to be glued on to the wheels with some glue or crazy glue gel. And then we're going to use some of this conductive paint to go between the wheels and the resistor, and then we check it with an ohmmeter to make sure we have conductivity, and then we put a little bit of clear nail polish on there to seal it all, and then that's it. So we put one resistor on one wheel on this side and another resistor on one wheel on that side, so that's two resistors per car, and I got a lot of cars to do, so that should keep me busy for a while. Alright, so that's the next project, and I'll show you how it goes. I was talking about the little resistor and putting it on the axle. This one here is a plastic axle, so I got some gel crazy glue here, so you take a little bit of it with a toothpick and then you put it on into the middle of the axle. Then you take your little resistor, 10K, which is right here, and then you just put it there. Come on, there we go. Just like that. And that's how you mount it. Okay, the black paint is called wire glue, and it's black paint with a little bit of graphite in it. So when you put it on and it dries, the graphite will give you the complete circuit. Okay, so that's what I use for the painting to complete the circuit. Okay, I was talking about mounting the resistors on the wheels. What you're looking at right now is one of the little resistors mounted between the axle and the wheel, because this particular wheel has a plastic bushing on the wheel and the axle. So in order to get the conductivity between the two wheels, you got to put the little resistor between the axle and that insulation. So then you draw the paint onto the axle and then onto the other wheel. Alright, now this one here, the resistor is mounted on a plastic axle with crazy glue. and then you draw the paint between the two wheels. Alright, so those are the two types that we have to work with. Alright, now this little clip is the resistor with the paint on each side going over to the wheels, and this resistor is mounted on a plastic axle. So this is what you got to do. And now after the paint is dried, we test it with the ohm meter and see if it's working. And then you put the little nail polish, clear nail polish on it to seal it so the paint doesn't chip off, because this conductive paint, once it dries, is very brittle and it will peel off and chip off, and then the whole process is useless. So that's why we put the clear nail polish on it. Now that the crazy glue has dried overnight or for a couple hours, we're going to take some of this paint here, but before you use it, you got to make sure you stir it up really well and get all the bottom mixed through, like the graphite or particles that are on the bottom. It's mixed through the whole liquid, just like you would do with normal paint. You would mix it all up nicely. And then you take another toothpick and you would dip it in there, and then, if I can get this to work right, dip it in, and then from the side you draw, and then you bring it up to one side of the resistor, just like that. Alright, and you do the same thing on the other side. Bring it up, and then you draw it all the way up to the contact point there. Make sure you clean off the wheel on the inside here where you applying this paint, so when it dries it has good continuity or good contact. Alright, now once you've done that, let it sit for a bit, or a couple hours. Alright, this one here I let set for overnight, and this one's ready for testing. So I just took a piece of styrene, cut some grooves in it, and then the wheel sits into it like that. Then you take your ohm meter, put it on 20K, and then you take the two test leads, and then you test it. To make sure you get your resistance should be around 10K to 15K, depends on how much resistance there is on the wheel. And once you've done that, like I said before, you take a little bit of clear nail polish to seal it, and then you're done, and it's ready to put back together. Alright, so that's how we do it.